Welcome to the DZ Report. You're rocking with your boy. So, California companies, they're out here moving to Texas, now have to make a choice. As companies seek states with less regulation, their female employees face more. Large companies have been moving their headquarters from places like California, Illinois, and New York to states with more relaxed regulatory regimes for years now. Elon Musk famously abandoned California for Texas last year when he moved Tesla, which is TSLA, Get Tesla Incorporated report headquarters to Austin. Oracle, ORCL, Get Oracle Corporation report made the jump as well. And Silicon Valley stalwart Hewlett Packard Enterprise Prizes, which is HPE, Get Hewlett Packard Enterprise Company report new headquarters near Houston is slated for completion this year. In addition, Caterpillar, or they call it CAT, which is CAT, Get Caterpillar Incorporated report just set plans to move from Illinois to Texas. And hedge fund operator Citadel announced this week is leaving Chicago for Miami. The pitch from Sunbelt states is an easy one to understand. It's cheaper here, we'll tax you less, we hardly have any snow, and we won't regulate you like those other states do. The Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, ending nationwide abortion rights, does throw a new wrinkle into the process of deciding to move, however. Sorry about that. That was a different story. But yeah, man, these companies are moving. Yeah. Texas, which already limits abortions to only the first 6 weeks of pregnancy, is set to ban abortion completely under a law triggered by the Supreme Court ruling overturning Roe. As a result, companies that have moved to Texas or that are considering moving face the choice of having less regulation on their business in return for accepting more on their female employees and family members. Many companies are trying to finesse this with pledges to cover transportation expenses for women, employees seeking abortion services outside of their new home states. However, this solution opens a slew of problems. It involves considerable inconvenience and expense for employees and their companies. It also puts the employees in a situation where they have to share highly personal information with their employer to obtain compensation. And woe betide anybody who comes up against an HR person who opposes to abortion. Added to that, efforts are being made by some conservatives to penalize corporate compensation for out-of-state abortion expenses. Republican U.S. Senator Marco Rubio of Florida has proposed legislation to keep companies from writing off such costs for employees and their families. Curiously enough, Rubio's home state of Florida has more abortions per capita than California. Whether the ongoing shift of companies from liberal states to more conservative ones will eventually shift the political needle in their new homes is a longer term question. For now, however, it's unlikely that overturning Roe v. Wade will have any significant impact on the trend of companies moving to Sunbelt states. Only 6.6% of S&P 500 companies have female CEOs, and many women oppose abortion as well. At the same time, the issue of corporate policy and conflict with laws in their new headquarters states isn't going to go away either. Justice Clarence Thomas explicitly targeted contraception rights and gay marriage in his opinion on Friday, meaning corporations are certain to face more cultural political challenges ahead. Now, not only are they moving to the states basically to pay a cheaper tax, which this is why the California is just too high. Illinois is high, all these other places are high. Texas, Florida, other states in the South are cheaper. So they're basically trying to move it around. But the abortion thing is, they want to tax companies for trying to use out of state methods because some states and other parts of the country they basically allow abortion. So, it's it's a double-edged sword. A double-edged sword, what's going on. But for the companies, this helps them out a lot. This happened a lot. you know. So be on the lookout for your company if you're up north, if they're moving to Texas. You might want to make that move as well. So, gotta be careful these days, man. Okay. Now, 4 people have been arrested and charged after 53 migrants died in what one Homeland Security investigations agent called the deadliest human smuggling incident in U.S. history. The migrants were found in sweltering conditions inside a semi-truck in San Antonio on Monday after an employee at a nearby building heard cries for help. More than a dozen people were found alive inside the tractor trailer and hospitalized for heat-related conditions, according to San Antonio authorities. Homero Zamorano Jr., 45, who is originally from Brownsville but resides in Pasadena, Texas, was arrested Wednesday on criminal charges related to alleged involvement in human smuggling resulting in death. According to a U.S. Department of Justice news release, Zamorano has a lengthy criminal record dating back to the 1990s, public records show. Now, Christian Martinez, who's 28, who was arrested on Tuesday in Palestine, Texas, was charged with 1 count of conspiracy to transport undocumented migrants resulting in death, the DOJ said. If convicted, both Zamorano and Martinez could face up to life in prison or could face the death penalty. CNN has been unable to determine if Martinez has an attorney. Zamorano, with his hands and feet in restraints, made his first court appearance before a federal judge in San Antonio on Thursday. At least 4 U.S. Marshals were in the courtroom as Zamorano was read the charges he faces. Zamorano said that he was not impaired due to mental health conditions, medication, or alcohol. After being asked by the judge, when asked by CNN, Zamorano's attorney said he did not wish to comment. State prosecutors have filed a motion requesting that Zamorano be detained without bond. His detention hearing is set for July 6 at 11 a.m. Central Time in San Antonio Federal Court. When police arrived on scene Monday, they discovered multiple people inside the tractor trailer, some on the ground and in nearby brush, many of them deceased and some of them incapacitated, according to the DOJ release. SAPD officers were led to the location of an individual, later identified as Zamorano, who was observed hiding in the brush after attempting to abscond. Zamorano was detained by SAPD officers, the release said. Laredo Sector Border Patrol also provided Homeland Security investigation agents with surveillance footage that showed the tractor trailer crossing through an immigration checkpoint, according to the release. The driver could be seen wearing a black shirt with stripes and a hat. HSI agents confirmed Zamorano matched the individual from the surveillance footage and was wearing the same clothing, the release read. An investigation revealed that communications occurred between Zamorano and Martinez concerning the smuggling event, according to the release. 2 other individuals, Juan Claudio de Luna Mendez and Juan Francisco de Luna Bilbao, have been charged with possession of a weapon by an alien illegally in the United States. According to criminal complaints filed Monday, Authorities were able to locate the men after responding to the semi-truck incident, according to the affidavit. The attorney for DeLuna Mendez said he does not comment on pending cases. CNN has reached out to DeLuna Bilbao's attorney and has not heard back. The refrigerated semi-tractor trailer had no visible working air conditioning unit, and there was no sign of water inside. San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood told reporters Monday, "It's not clear how long people inside the truck had been dead," he said. High temperatures Monday in the San Antonio area ranged from the high 90s to low hundreds. According to the National Weather Service, none of these people were able to extricate themselves out of the truck, Hood said. So they were still in there awaiting help when we arrived, meaning just being too weak. Weak in state to actually get out and help themselves. Craig Larrabee, Homeland Security Investigations, San Antonio, acting special agent in charge, described it as the worst human smuggling event in the United States. In the past, smuggling organizations were mom and pop. Now they are organized and tied in with the cartels. So you have a criminal organization who has no regard for the safety of the migrants. They are treated like commodities rather than people, Larrabee told CNN in a phone interview. The discovery came as U.S. federal authorities launched what they described as an unprecedented operation to disrupt human smuggling networks amid an influx of migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border. Business owners in the area where the trailer was found told CNN they were in shock. They were human beings. It was terrible, said Israel Martinez, who's 68, co-owner of USA Auto Parts. "We migrants come to this country for a better life, and yesterday reminded many of us that sadly, some of us achieved it, but many others don't do it." So that's sad to hear. Innocent people passed away. You had Joe Biden with his BS. "Oh, well, this is terrible. This is," yeah, we know how he is. He capped for the other people, but not blacks. But this is sad. Getting migrants into the country and then you have them being smuggled. And this is very big here in Texas, especially here in El Paso. A lot of these kids get kidnapped and take over to the border. That's why people are scared to move down here, because Juarez is right across the way, just right next door to us. It's one of the worst cities in Mexico ever. One of the top violent cities. And then in El Paso, people say the most safest, but it's really not. People really be going in, popping off down here. But it's sad to hear people who died and they were in that predicament. Hope they get this case over with and they handle it diligently. And the people who have lost somebody, prayers go out to them and their families. But this is a huge thing, smuggling kids, not only just Hispanics or Mexicans, as you call them, Latinos, Latinas. Blacks also get smuggled, whites, all type of people. So it's very, very key that you stay together and you watch who you hang with or who you roll with. Okay, so thank you guys for listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit that notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you love what you hear, you go to the description box, hit that link to my Cash App. You could donate whatever your heart's desire. Thank you guys, man, for listening. And this is the DZ Report. We're signing off. Peace.